Let's take a look at 6 footballers who have ended up criticising their own fans. Joey Barton. Of course Joey Barton makes this list, you'd be surprised if he didn't. The man has more high profile spats to his name than he does medals, although to be fair that's not hard. Anyway, Newcastle is one of the few clubs where Barton is actually viewed in a favourable light after torching his reputation at Man City by attempting to beat up half their team, and also getting booted out of Rangers after about 3 months. It took Barton a while to win over the fans at Newcastle. The rocky start certainly wasn't helped by him getting chucked in jail within 5 minutes of arriving. In December 2007, 6 months after signing, and with Usman Dabo's dried blood still on his knuckles, probably, he labelled the Newcastle fans as vicious. The supporters had been dishing out criticism to Sam Allardyce and the players following a 3-0 home defeat to Liverpool, and Barton was not impressed. I've not yet seen the famous crowd I was expecting to hear get behind us. Instead, it has been vicious. I don't think I've ever heard a crowd that vicious. The fans want success and they want it straight away, but unless they change that mentality and start supporting the side through poor results, then things won't change. It's a wonder the fans didn't demand Barton's head after those comments. Andy Carroll. West Ham fans have been quick to dole out the criticism to Andy Carroll for his pretty wretched performances this season, but it hasn't been a one-way street. The former Newcastle hitman blasted the fans following their recent 4-1 defeat to Liverpool, which spelled the end of Slaven Bilic's reign. They should be staying until the end. They walked out at halftime against Tottenham when we were getting beat 2-0 and we turned it round. Fans should stay until the end, regardless of the team. Carroll does have a point, and to be fair, I'd say half the QPR fans who abandoned their side's recent comeback against Brentford so they could catch an earlier tube home would now agree. Cristiano Ronaldo. For a man with an ego like Cristiano Ronaldo, getting booed by his own fans must be downright confusing. And to be fair, it should be. The man is arguably Real Madrid's greatest player of all time, and for anybody to turn up at the Santiago Bernabeu in a white kit and heckle the Portuguese superstar, it just underlines how little those particular fans know about football. In June of this year he said this: "I don't like the booing, and it's normal that they whistle you in your own stadium. It shouldn't be the case that a player who always wants to give his best and give 100% for his team, when he makes his first mistake, people whistle. It's not correct. Maybe England is a case apart. The mentality is different." And with that, millions of Manchester United fans across the globe felt their trousers tighten as the rumour mill slammed into overdrive. Wayne Rooney. Remember the 2010 World Cup? As an Irishman, my memories from it would be spending the tournament wondering whose idea it was to drown out the crowd with what sounded like an angry beehive, and also spending the month wishing France would get knocked out by a dodgy refereeing decision. Who knows, maybe even a handball. For Wayne Rooney, it was another tournament to forget as the English laboured and toiled in the South African heat, drawing 0-0 with Algeria in the group stage. The travelling England fans showed their appreciation by booing the team off the pitch. The noise mixed with the incessant howls from the vuvuzelas, god, it was horrific. And so Rooney, clearly irritated, shouted into a nearby television camera, "Nice to see your own fans booing you football supporters." He was quickly shoved in front of a press conference the following day and forced to apologise. Nile Ranger. Here's another former jailbird who decided to have a pop at the Newcastle fans who lined his sizable pockets every week. Nile Ranger, who spent his career more focused on posing like a gangster than putting the ball in the back of the net, blasted the fans following a 2-1 home defeat to Reading in January 2013, stating, "To all the fans, you are not forced to buy season tickets or pay our wages. Please remember that. Don't come and boo. That ain't going to help anyone. You boo one player, you are booing all of us." Right, so, as you can imagine, that did not go down too well with the fans who grafted hard all week to pay for the Lamborghinis and gold watches of a man who had more convictions than goals to his name. But at least there's one silver lining that came out of it. It birthed the true Geordie. Roy Keane. Yep, probably the most high profile one. We all know Roy Keane doesn't really care what anyone thinks of him whenever he has a rant, even the ones who he had to play in front of every second week. After a Champions League tie with Dynamo Kiev 17 years ago, the atmosphere at Old Trafford was about as lively as the Antiques Roadshow. Sometimes you wonder, do they understand the game of football? We're 1-0 up, then there are 1 or 2 stray passes and they're getting on players' backs. It's just not on. At the end of the day, they need to get behind the team. At home they have a few drinks and probably the prawn sandwiches, and they don't realise what's going on out on the pitch. I don't think some of the people who come to Old Trafford can spell football, never mind understand it. Hard-hitting words from your club captain. Good to see the atmosphere has picked up in recent years though. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.